Why are you not watching the Scott Ford Show on YouTube?
Off? No cable battery?
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning into the show. You know how much I appreciate you. You know how much I love you. And if you don't, you're not paying close attention because I adore you. Heart bubbles to all of you. Be sure to share the show, text it out to a friend, share it to your social media, hit that subscribe button, and also ring that bell so you get all notifications of new shows. I like the format that this show is taking on YouTube. I love it, actually. I do. I'm embracing this. I love this, and it seems like you guys are as well. So thank you for your support, as always. I absolutely love you guys. Today's episode is going to be about how can I serve? Asking yourself, how can I serve? Because it's very important, because often in life, what we do is, if you look at society, if you look at people in general, it's about what's in it for me. I think people kind of wake up and have this mindset of how can I get mine? What's in it for me? And just pursuing things for themselves. And not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that. You have to provide. You have to go to work to provide for yourself. There's things that you have to do. I understand that. I completely understand that. You have to eat. You have to, again, provide if you have family, things like that. I'd like us to take a second, though, take a breath. Always important to breathe. I got an episode coming up about the importance of breath too, but asking yourself, instead of what's in it for me, how can I serve? You'd be surprised how much benefit you get when you ask yourself that question. Not only asking yourself that question, but when you pursue that, when you actually pursue, how can you serve others? How can you help others? What can you do to improve and change someone else's life? I take it to like my job, for example. I have a sales job. I've been doing it for almost 21 years, same job, very good at it. I've gone very far in my career. And I'm telling you, when I first started my career almost 21 years ago, it was about my revenue. It was about my closing percent. I was always worried about that closing percent. I was always worried about that revenue. I got to make that next sale because, my paycheck, always focus on that paycheck. And I can tell you, years ago, something profoundly changed in my selling career. Now, keep in mind too, and I don't say this to brag, I've worked very hard in my sales career. I've been a consistent top performer in the company that I work for almost 21 years. I guarantee you, if you ask the owner of the company, if you said, name your top 5 salespeople, like the top 5 you have to take with you, I know without exception my name would be in there. And again, that's not ego. I mean, like, sales is quantifiable. In other words, you could look at, like, you're either performing or you're not. And that's one of those things, like who brings in the most money, who has a high closing percent, who's always performing, who's been consistently performing. I know my name would be in there, not because the owner likes me, which I think that he does. It's not anything with that. It's not relationship. It's not a friend. It's not because we're tight. It's nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with my performance. I'm telling you who he would pick me. And something profoundly changed early in my selling career because I figured it out almost immediately, where I started out with what's in it for me. What's in it for me? Closing percent, paycheck. It was all this. The day that I stopped focusing on that, the day I kind of put that in the back seat and said, listen, instead of trying to sell this person because of me, because of all the benefits that I'm going to get out of selling this person, I flipped it around. How can I help this person? How can I serve this person? Follow me on this logic because it's very important, and it does not apply just to sales. So if you're, let's say for example, if you're listening to this, you're like, I'm not in sales, this doesn't apply to me. This applies to everyone, whether you're in sales or not. The sales part is a metaphor. But the day that I stopped focusing on that, and the day I turned it into how can I help this person, how can I serve this person, everything else changed. Follow me on this. So automatically, if I help this person, let's say it's a selling environment and it's a sales presentation, and if I stop focusing on the money and the revenue and the paycheck and the closing percent, and I say, how can I help this person? And if I truly do help this person, if I truly do help this person achieve their goals, what they came in to do, all the other stuff, the closing percent, the revenue, my paycheck, that will be immediately taken care of if I help this person. How can you serve? In a weird way, in an odd way, it's actually selfish in an odd way, because if you're not only if you're going out to serve others, if you're going out to help people, not only are you helping them, but you get a lot of benefit of it from it. Think about the last time you did something good for someone and you expected nothing in return. Didn't you feel good? Didn't you feel elated? You felt there was something inside you that just felt really good. That applies to all of this. So you do get something out of it, even if technically you don't get anything out of it, if that makes sense. Just the fact that you feel good, the fact that you did something for someone and you feel good about it. One of the reasons I do this show, truly, is to help people. I truly do want to help change lives. I want to provide information. I want to do things that are maybe get people to think and act. Think and act. Act and action. Very important. That's one of the reasons I do this. In fact, it's probably one of the primary reasons, because if you want to look at it like surface level, I've sank a lot of money into this show, in the various forms that it's evolved into. I have yet to see a penny. I'm not in this for the money. Now, I'm kind of, of course, I hope one day the money starts coming in, if the show gets monetized. But that is not my main motivation, because if that was my main motivation, I've been doing this show, again, in various different forms, different types of platforms, experimenting, all kinds of different things across the board for 7 years now. In 7 years, I've not seen one penny. So if I'm in this for the money, I'm definitely failing. But if I'm in this to serve, and I'm in this to make friends, and I'm in this to help people, then I'm very successful at what I'm doing, because I've met a lot of really good people that I know, show or no show, friends that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life. So I appreciate you guys, and I truly do. It heart bubbles to all of you. So ask yourself, not always what's in it for me, how can I serve? I got a very good video clip. I shared this on a previous show in the evolution of this show. So this is the first time on this new format, the way that I'm doing the show, and hopefully the final format, because I like this. I really do like this. So check this out. This is a great example of someone doing some things for people, and I guess not expecting anything in return. There's a woman that flies. You're gonna see it in the video. It's like a bike type contraption, and it flies high in the air. How it stays up in the air, I have no clue. No one that I know knows who this woman is, but it's a woman that does this, and she goes around periodically. It's not planned, it's just sporadic, just whenever she feels like it. I don't know. And then she throws toys to kids. This is amazing. This is beautiful. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So check this out. And my daughter's in here. She's throwing toys to my daughter and her friends. And it's beautiful. I don't know who this woman is, but this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. How can I serve? How can I bring joy to others and expecting nothing in return? Check this video out. I'll be right back. I want you to forward it to me. That's good for the show. Here comes the toys. Yeah! Grab one, man.
I think I get one. The key get one?
Isn't that beautiful? It's like, that's one of those things where if someone said to me, what do you want to do for a living? That, and maybe not specifically that, because I don't have a lot of fears, but I got to tell you, I'd be scared to death to get up in that little bike and fly as high as a helicopter. That would freak me out a little bit. But she does this all of the time. And again, I don't know who it is, but I would love to have her on my show. If somehow, some way, if someone who's watching this knows who this woman is, if you can put her in contact with me, I would love to interview her for the show. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. I have a neighbor that's in the hospital right now. And I don't know a lot of information except that I heard that it's not good. And I hope things turn around. This is a really good guy. And I want to kind of show you an example of how asking yourself, how can you serve, how it kind of pays itself forward and pays itself back. So he's one of my neighbors, and I had a leak in my basement. Now this guy's a plumber. And for free, he came over, fixed the leak in my basement. It wasn't like a big job. I think it only took about 20 minutes, but expected nothing in return. Just a good guy, nice guy. And I'm tight with his family. And again, he lives in my cul-de-sac. And in our cul-de-sac, we're one big family. He's in the hospital now, and he's got 5 kids. And so the cul-de-sac, we kind of all got together and said, we're going to take care of their meals for the next few days, because he's in the hospital, and I'm sure his wife is probably attending to him, and she's probably running back and forth. Probably hard for her to watch 5 kids. Now, a few of those kids are grown up, they're out of high school, but a couple of them are smaller, So we're going to take turns throughout the cul-de-sac making meals for the family. So he doesn't have to worry about it while he's in the hospital, and I hope things turn around. And his wife doesn't have to worry about it. Like, don't worry about it. You take care of your family, you take care of your husband, you take care of what you need to. We've got the meals covered. So that's a perfect example of, like, he did something for my home, and then now he's in need and people are jumping to help him out. Now, I don't think he predicted that he was going to end up in the hospital and he's going to help me in my basement, and a few months later he's going to expect the people in the cul-de-sac to jump up and help make meals for his kids. But see how things play out. There's no way I'm going to let this guy's family go without meals. If they need anything, they can contact me and contact people in the cul-de-sac, and it's well known. We're going to take care of each other. We're a family. But that's a perfect example of how it works. Now, if he hadn't helped me in my basement, without exception, we would still be doing the same thing we're doing. But see how that works? He did something in my basement, not expecting anything in return. Now he needs something, and we're going to jump. He's not expecting it, we're going to do it. Just like I didn't expect him to come and help me in my basement, but he did it. Now his family is in need, we jump. We're going to help him out. So ask yourself. In fact, I want to leave everyone with like a homework assignment. And I think that's how we're going to better each other and better our lives. Let's grow as this show grows. What can you do? Ask yourself, what can you do for someone you know, and possibly even better, for a complete stranger, so you expect nothing in return? Can you help someone? Is there something you can do for a complete stranger? And I would love to see the comments below. This is your time to shine. And I know that's not why I'm asking you to do it, but can you do something? Can you find a stranger and do something for them and expect nothing in return? Make a difference in someone's life today. And I'd love to see the comments, just because it'll inspire and it'll motivate people. Let's make this like that kind of a show. Let's make this kind of community where we spread love and happiness with action around the world. Because there's a lot of people listening to this show, and it is truly around the world. And I want it to grow, and I want to be able to I want to be a force of happiness, impact, where we truly are changing people's lives. So let's do that. Like, ask yourself, who can you help? What can you do? If you see an old lady taking the grocery cart to the car, just stop, run over there and help her put her groceries in the car. That kind of thing. What can you do to help someone? Even better, what can you do to change someone's life? I love it when I come across like information or skills or something that I'm doing that I feel has changed my life. So a lot of the things that I'm sharing on this show come from experience, come from things that I do that I'm like, this made an impact in my life, a profound impact, a positive change in my life, and I want to share it with you guys. And I want you guys to be able to do the same. I want you to go and spread it out. So a lot of the things that I talk about, a lot of the things that I do, it's when you remove ego, when you stop thinking about what's in it for me, what's in it for me, myself, and how can I serve? Just ask yourself that simple question when you wake up in the morning. How can I serve today? How can I make a difference in someone's life today? Imagine how much better the world would be if we all thought like that. Imagine if every day, all of us, we did just one kind deed for someone every day. And again, you don't have to like kill yourself to do it. I'm just talking about one little thing every single day to help improve or change someone's life. Giving someone a compliment. You see someone who looks down, put a smile on their face, make them laugh, make them feel good. What can you do to make a difference in someone's life today? I want you to ask yourself that, and I want you to go out in the world and do it. Make a difference in someone's life today. How can you serve? Ask yourself that question. How can I serve? With that, my friends, God bless you and enjoy your life.
Why aren't you subscribed to the Scott Ford Show?
Oh yeah, why am I not? Oh, yep, there it is. Right on.
Daddy, Daddy, you're so awesome. Daddy, Daddy, you're so cool. Yeah! I love you, Daddy.